Hello, it's Mrs. Tebbett from the Science Department. During this short video, I'm just going to introduce the GCSE course, so what that entails, future careers, and how that will also be assessed at the end of your GCSE. So first, I'd like to introduce the department. So we have Lisa Clark, Jordan Russell, and myself as the subject specialist leads in science. Lindsay Maycock, who is the science teacher but also the senior standards and progress leader. Craig Mellors, who is also a science teacher and the pastoral leader for year 7 and 8. Tamsin Bryant and Ogiri Wiwu, who are both science teachers, and Gareth Jones, who is the science technician. To start with, I'd like to show you a short video which is just going to introduce why science is so important and why it is taught in schools.
Without even realizing it, you were born a young scientist. You've been exploring the world through your senses and building your own ideas about how it works. But there are many things out there that you can't explain just by making simple observations. Is the universe infinite? What is electricity? What causes cancer? How do birds fly? Why do we fall in love? Science intends to answer these and many other questions about the universe. Science is a way of exploring the world to describe and understand everything that occurs around you and inside you. Scientific knowledge also allows us to create technology and use it to change the world. Like art, science is born from our passion and curiosity about life, and it is everywhere. That's why we study science in school. This is a great adventure. Are you in?
Okay, so next I'd like to look at potential careers in science. Okay, so we have medicine, so careers in medicine. So this can range from nursing through to midwifery, through to being a GP or a specialist surgeon. Veterinary sciences, so working with animals. Research scientist, so this could be researching into genetic diseases or drug development. Forensic scientists and becoming involved in collecting evidence crucial to solving crimes. Got chemists, biophysicists, astronomers, environmental scientists. You could become involved in education and teaching science. Engineering and marine biologists. The marine biologists in particular would allow you to travel and go to pretty tropical places. Very topical at the moment, especially with the concerns that are arising around our oceans at the moment. Now, not only does science help you to get a career in science, there are also many careers in STEM, which means science, technology, engineering, and maths. Now, just to introduce a little bit about that, STEM careers often have quite a high pay salary because they require a lot of skill, and they have a lot of growth as well, and a lot of potential for you to develop further and move on to various other careers. So they cover everything from civil engineering, so working in the building industry, to actuarial science. Professionals in these fields work in labs, clinics, offices, and classrooms, so it's very, very varied. So we've got things such as a statistician, software developer, game developer, physician assistant, dentist, cartographer, actuary, civil engineer, and psychologist, and the list goes on. You just have to do a short Google search. I've put a link on the previous slide here to a careers website which has lots of potential careers in science and in the STEM sector. So skills that are developed in science. So even if you believe that you maybe aren't interested in going into a career in science, you may be undecided as well at this point, and that is absolutely fine. So even if you do believe that you won't go into a career in science, science still offers you to develop various skills which will be useful in regardless of what career that you go into. So it allows us to develop our numerical skills. It allows you to have an inquiring mind, so to question the things around you. It helps you to develop an interest in scientific developments, particularly in a world where technology and science are developing so quickly. The ability to work in a team and independently, and this is really important, and lots of employers look for this. Good IT skills, the ability to stay calm under pressure, problem-solving skills. So this is really interesting. So not just having a problem thinking, oh, well, we can't do anything about it. It's thinking, well, what can I do about this to solve this problem? Perseverance, patience, good written and spoken communication skills, the ability to take responsibility for making decisions, and empathy and understanding. And you might think, well, how does science develop my empathy and understanding? And in a lot of the units of work that we cover, we do look at the ethical side of science and how we have to take into consideration views of various different people with various different standpoints. So science is part of the EBAC. So the EBAC is a government scheme where students are encouraged to take these subjects, so English language, literature, maths, science, geography or history and language, and it's to ensure that you have a range of options for any potential future career or study that you may want to go on to. So science is involved in that. Now the course at the Dukeries is AQA Trilogy, and there are two options that we take at GCSE. So we have GCSE AQA Combined Science, which is where you would achieve 2 GCSEs at the end of Year 11. And there is also GCSE AQA Separate Science, which is where you would get 3 GCSEs at the end of Year 11, 1 in biology, 1 in chemistry, and 1 in physics. Now, both courses are designed to give you the ability to go on to take a science A-level or a science further education. And it also is, both will also give you the ability to use science to relate to the world around you. So whatever option is taken, it won't limit your options when you get on to further education. Now, the course is divided into 4 main areas. So we have how science works, and this is the practical investigation side of it. So this will involve completing practical investigations, looking into risk assessments, data analysis, evaluation, and making conclusions from those. We have biology, which involves life processes and living things. So everything from the tiny organelle inside a cell and the reactions that occur there, through to massive ecosystems and how they interact with each other. Chemistry, so we've got materials and their properties. So again, looking at tiny atoms and how that theory of how the atom looks is developed, all the way through to massive issues such as global warming. And we have physics, which includes the physical processes. So questioning everything around us, the forces that allow us to move objects, and energy stores. Both courses provide a higher and foundation pathway. So the higher pathway would allow you to achieve a grade between a 4 or a 9. And foundation tier would allow you to achieve anywhere between a 1 and a 5. Both courses are assessed with 6 written papers at the end of Year 11. So there would be 2 for each of the disciplines. So that means 2 for either for biology, chemistry, and physics. So there's a paper 1 and a paper 2 for biology, chemistry, and physics. For the AQA Combined Science exams, each paper is 1 hour and 15 minutes each. Whereas for the GCSE Triple Biology, Chemistry, and Physics, each paper is 1 hour and 45 minutes each. And that's because there is more content in the Triple Biology, and that's why you would get 3 GCSEs after completing that course. Now, throughout the course, your practical skills will also be assessed, and they are examined within those 6 written papers. So we would complete around 21 required practicals across all the disciplines, along with other practicals to supplement your content, your knowledge as well through the content. And not only that, but 20% of the paper is based on math skills. So within the course, we'll also be teaching you to use some math skills, graph skills, and interpreting those as well. If you would like to find out more information about the courses, you can Google AQA GCSE Science Trilogy, and it could either be combined or the separate sciences. I've put a link at the top of the page there as well for you, in case you want to take an image of that. Finally, not only should you take my word for why science is so great, I've got a short video here with some familiar faces who also love science and think that it's an amazing subject for you to get involved with.
Science is more than a body of knowledge. It's a way of thinking, a way of skeptically interrogating the universe with a fine understanding of human fallibility. If we are not able to ask skeptical questions, to interrogate those who tell us that something is true, to be skeptical of those in authority, then we're up for grabs for the next charlatan, political or religious, who comes ambling along.
This adventure is made possible by generations of searchers strictly adhering to a simple set of rules. Test ideas by experiment and observation. Build on those ideas that pass the test. Reject the ones that fail. Follow the evidence wherever it leads and question everything.
I'm interested in the world around us, all kinds of things, human beings as well as monkeys. And I want to know what makes them tick. And I want to be able to work out what they might be doing and try to understand them. And that's what science does. Science gives you understanding. And understanding not only gives you, as it were, power, but it also gives a heck of a lot of fun. But apart from that, there are all sorts of questions in this highly scientific age which you have to have some understanding of science. I mean, for example, do I have my kids inoculated? Are we making an absurd fuss about climate change? You ought to have a view about it if you really want to be involved and really want to help.
Thank you for watching.